What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Right now I should probably be in bed, but we just got an update on the whole Psycho Stu and Raja Jackson situation. The wrestler that broke up the fight, the guy that stopped Raja from actually offing Psycho Stu, spoke out on a podcast earlier. He talked about how Psycho Stu's doing. He talked about the altercation, and he also talked about and he alluded to why he thinks this all happened. So I have some video footage that I recorded. We're going to shout out this podcast. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description so you can go check out the full podcast. But let's roll the footage and then we'll get into it together.
What actually happened to Stu? How bad are his injuries?
Broken facial bones is from what I'm hearing. Missing teeth. Has no recollection of what happened. Incoherent. And then even from the people closest to it now that I'm disassociating with, they won't even put up the full story. Stu's pretty fucked up. I'll put it this way. What happened yesterday is he choked on his own blood.
On his own teeth, I heard.
Yeah, teeth and blood.
And he lost all of his teeth, right?
A lot of them, yeah. Broken facial bones. He was out on the slam, and then the guy had made contact multiple times. I remember seeing that kind of being in shock, and then I just went. Outside of that, running in, there was other people that could have got involved that I made eye contact with, but they just stayed by the stage. Let me put it this way. I'm sorry to Stu that the people that said that they were your friends let this happen.
So it's absolutely terrible hearing the state that Psycho Stu is in, and I'm gonna be honest, you never think that an altercation, a fight, is going to lead to death, right? At least I didn't, and maybe that's my bad, but we don't know what's gonna happen to Psycho Stu. Is he gonna be the same? We heard that almost all of his teeth have been broken out. He's conscious, but he doesn't have any recollection of anything that happened. How is this going to affect his career? How is this going to affect his life in general? Like, is he going to be able to talk the same, walk the same? You know, will he be on disability? I mean, there are a lot of moving pieces here with this whole ordeal. And hearing the extent of all the damage, I want to double back on my first video where I said, I don't know if this is an attempted murder type situation. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And I'm kind of ashamed for even having that take before, but I'm starting to now realize the extent of what has happened. We're going to get into a second clip where this wrestler talks about Raja's friend, AJ Manda, the guy with the cowboy hat. Y'all remember him? Yeah. So Raja went to this pro wrestling show because of his friend AJ wrestling at this event. This guy's going to tell us exactly what he thinks about this guy and what could have led up to this horrible thing happening. Let's check it out.
The fact that this had nothing to do with any of the storylines kind of shows that this was premeditated, right?
I think the premeditation part comes on the side of AJ Manda. You brought somebody that was volatile that you knew had issues.
So real quick, that's the friend of Raja who brought him to the event.
That's the small calf, small ass, chicken legs bitch with the cowboy hat.
So this fight, whatever you want to call it, Raja Jackson.
Attempted murder.
Right, this attempted murder, he landed like 20-something punches on him.
23.
23 punches on him. You pull him off, and then he tried to go at you. So that was he trying to continue beating him even further?
I think the culmination between his dad picking on him and all his daddy issues came out, and all the shit that AJ gassed up into his head. Because let me put it this way, I don't like Raja. I think Raja's a shit person for what he did, but I think AJ's a bigger shit person for gassing him up to be in that fucking ring, to leading him to ruin his own fucking life, to hurt somebody that AJ also has a fucking problem with. You can't fucking tell me that's not. I don't believe in coincidence.
He was basically trying to put the blood on someone else's hands.
Exactly, because he's not going to do it himself.
So he definitely had some colorful language when describing AJ Manda, and it makes me wonder, how well do all these guys know each other? Is this something that some of these guys just do on the weekend? Some guys are out traveling, wrestling in different promotions. I'm not sure, but this whole organization probably needs to be investigated and shut down. And, from what this wrestler said, he said the owner, I think it's Rashiki or one of these OG vet WWE guys is actually a really good guy, and it should be no reflection on him. But when you're a business owner and bad things happen at your business, this isn't guys in the crowd fighting. This is in your ring. So you have to be responsible. I'm not sure what the hell is going on in this organization, but I think this incident kind of tells us everything we need to know. Now, he said something very interesting regarding AJ Manda. Did AJ Manda have a problem with Psycho Stu prior to this incident? Because this fella sure did believe that he did, and that he may have gotten in Raja's ear to incentivize him to get his get back. Guys, there is going to be so much. Oh my God. This story has so many layers. I've seen Mexican martial arts calling out the chat, saying that the chat should be held accountable. And I don't know how that's going to happen, but I don't disagree. In theory, this AJ Manda guy, he's going to have to be held accountable in theory. Will he? I'm not sure. I just don't know. But this guy gave Raja the green light to do what he did. I'm not saying that he made Raja go and do it. I'm not saying that, but this is Raja's first pro wrestling event. He's already a loose screw. He's not all there. He's obviously not thinking right. Whenever you act out on what 12, 13-year-old kids are saying on your chat and you try to kill a guy, some screws aren't connecting. Next segment. This guy talks about the altercation between him and Raja. Remember, this is the guy that broke up the fight while everybody else was watching like, what the hell's going on? This guy got in the mix and actually landed a few blows, and Raja landed some blows on him. Let's check that out.
And then when we're in the ring and I'm breaking it up and he shoots a double leg on me, by the way, work a better double leg, you prick. And then I'm telling you to calm down. I'm not even fighting. I'm not even being hostile. Then you're trying to work and get lower, do this, change positions, and I'm over here having to swim with you, all this other shit. And then you punch me in the eye after we're breaking it up, you loser. That's why you got headbutt, and that's why I punch you, and you're lucky I was tired from the match before this. What kind of person are you?
So this guy's tired from his last wrestling match. He's probably exhausted. And then he has to go in and round 2 take on a trained MMA fighter. And by the way, I will say he did a great job. At one point, he did like this little wrestling move where he slammed Raja, and it worked. It's cool to see pro wrestling moves actually work in a fight. Like, he subdued Raja. And you can see the bandages he had on his eyebrow. He said he got hit by Raja. He headbutted Raja and also punched Raja. But there's something that needs to be said here. The heightened level of emotions from Raja Jackson could have led Psycho Steve to absolutely been killed. When would he have stopped? Right? Would he have stopped? If he would have gotten this guy who tried to break up the fight on the ground, would he have stopped beating on him if it wasn't broken up? This guy also says in this video that he believes that Raja needs to get some therapy. I absolutely agree. He's going to do some jail time. I believe Raja deserves whatever consequences he gets. I'm not the judge. I'm not the jury, unless they call me. They might call me. I don't get to decide what his punishment's going to be, but whatever he gets, he absolutely deserves. We cannot go through life as men crashing out like that when people disrespect us. We should be able to go through the rest of our life without ever getting into a fist fight if we have anything to say about it. You understand what I'm saying, guys? So I wanted to share this perspective. It's late. I should be in bed. Again, I'm dropping the link for this entire video, their podcast, in the description. Go check it out. It adds more depth to the story, and it also gives us an update on Stu. Let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know what you thought about this whole situation, what you think about it, down in the comments.